Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to give you an idea to put extra pressure on a quest for um, for Dungeons and Dragons, and so this is a real life event that spans into a Dungeons and Dragons accelerator idea for a quest. All right, okay, so let's jump into this. So you are the quest giver as the dungeon master, and um, you give the quests, and then you're like, okay, you guys need to go into this dungeon in order to get this ancient crown, right? And the reason this crown needs to be brought up is there were rumors that this crown was recently found, and the noble family wants this crown found, and so they have commissioned your group to go down into this dungeon. It's supposed to be on the 7th level, and the reason why you know this is there was some scrawlings found in a library book, and they blew the dust off of it and read it, and now they think this crown is on the 7th floor of this is on the 7th level of this dungeon, right? So your team needs to go down, needs to get it, and needs to bring it back, right? So they head off, right? And there's really no timetable, right? Like for when it's going to get, and so there's no time pressure, right? So here's the idea to add time pressure, and now I'm going to talk about my life and where this idea came from. All right, so I am a huge fan of bricking a microphone stand-up comedians, and the reason why is they fundamentally do what we do, right? They get in front of a crowd, and they need to immediately engage that crowd. They need to keep that crowd completely engaged throughout their time with the crowd, and they need to make sure that they enjoy it. Or increasingly, many comedians are not going for laughs, they're going for emotion, right? They're going for anger or sadness. They need to get some emotion out of it. That's exactly what a dungeon master does. So I'm a huge fan, and my all-time favorite is not original. It's Dave Chappelle. He's an absolute genius. I think he's the best brick wall and a microphone comedian that's ever lived, right? But there's nothing special about that because everybody knows about Dave Chappelle at this point, right? But here's somebody you don't know about. His name is Josh Johnson. And you may have seen him, but I watch him. He did a bit on President Biden, which I thought was hysterical, but was also fairly respectful to Biden, but was very funny. Josh Johnson is an absolute genius. If you haven't checked him out, he's right here on YouTube. He's got lots of great content, and I watch him every single week. So every single week he's out there, he's grinding, he is traveling the country, and he's trying to like get to the point where he gets booked in movies, or he gets his own television show, or he gets a Netflix special and they pay him 10, 20 million dollars. He's looking for his come up, and he is grinding, right? I think he's absolutely brilliant. I'm really excited. So I had went to my wife a few months ago, and I'm like, I want to go down to Maryland to see this comedian. And I do go see live concerts every now and then, but she's like, it ain't in the budget right now. I'm like, okay, I get it, because it would have cost $200-300, right? So he was like, hey, where should I come? And so I put like weeks and months ago, and he keeps asking, and I'm like, come to Philadelphia, please. Well, he came to Philadelphia, and what was awesome and what is really amazing about social media is literally on the comment, they're like, I'm sure it wasn't him. I'm sure it was his helper, but he's like, I'm coming to Philly. Here's the link to buy tickets. Literally that minute, I went to try to complete the order on my phone, but because it didn't take PayPal, I couldn't. So I called my wife, and I was like, hey, can you get me this ticket? And she's like, would you like me to go with you? I was like, yeah. But she's not actually a comedy fan, but she wanted to go see this thing I was excited about. So I immediately bought tickets for me and my wife. It was only $40. They were only $20 a piece. But I'm so excited that I'm going to get to see Josh Johnson. I think he's coming in later in April or in May. I'm really excited, and that's the way I do everything. I'm like, just get the tickets, we'll go, and I'll clear out the box, but I'm really excited. Same thing in Dungeons and Dragons, right? So any quest you have, you can tell the player characters, the core, your 5, your 5 Dragon Masters and their player characters. Hey, this bard is going to be at this tavern at this time, right? And the way you can, and so in order to do this, you should be using bards very powerfully in your Dungeons and Dragons, right? They should be carrying powerful, game-changing information. Their songs, if you pay attention to them, you should gain something as an adventurer, right? And then there are adventurers who should gain, and we have to do this as dungeon masters. We need to start using bards more powerfully, and as dragon masters, you should hear a bard, right, at the Blue Sheep Inn, and then you should say, to the dungeon master, hey, we're leaving Neverwinter right now, and we're going to see this bard at this tavern because I heard he's going to be there, or she's going to be there, right? And that's, this is what we should be focusing on: deeper world building through use of bards. They're extremely powerful as non-player characters, and they should really be shaping our campaigns far more, right? I'm extremely excited to see Josh Johnson, and I'm extremely excited for you to improve your bard use in your current Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.